Good day, let me present you paper written by authors Botlik Joseph and Vanek from the School of Business Administration in Karvina Silesian University in Opava, from Czech Republic. Title of the paper is, Can Education Help to Reduce Information Asymmetry? One of the current phenomena is the asymmetry of information, that may generate profit to one party in a commercial transaction, but can also cause market failures. One of the ways to reduce information asymmetry on the client side is by increasing their competencies. This time is characterized by its dynamics, that is speed of the changes, and by an increase in competition. In life we meet with asymmetric information, which means that one party in the mutual relationship has more information than the other party. Asymmetry of information can generate benefit to one side, but may also cause so-called market failures. It is necessary to find a solution to this problem. Education may also contribute to reduction in volume of the information asymmetry. Asymmetry of information is one of the causes of uncertainty in decision-making. We can also talk about an unequal distribution of information. The information asymmetry occurs despite the general availability of modern technologies that allows fast transmission of information. Therefore, people are looking for ways to shorten the time needed for transmission of information from source to user. Information asymmetry can be divided in two areas: covert activities, that is those activities which cannot be identified and observed at no additional cost; hidden information, where one party has access to better sources of information than the other, one side of the market has more technical know-how, etc. Generally, asymmetry of information is unfortunately rather on the rise than on the decline. This happens due to the fact that while increasing the amount of information that is available, finding information that is relevant, indeed essential, is therefore more and more difficult. Information is also dispersed and is not concentrated in one place. Moreover, with increasing amount of information it is harder to assign relevant information together, that in mutual interaction form a new higher type of information. In addition, it is not always taken in account who created the information, and who receives it. The main reason that there is asymmetry of information is information barriers. They are obstacles in the flow of information. They can be divided down into architectural, spatial, that is barriers that prevent certain groups of people to get to the means of providing information, such as people with disabilities, wheelchair users, blind people, etc., some social groups, pensioners, children, mothers with strollers, etc., etc., economic, that is the costs of obtaining information. Limited resources to fund expansion of information, development of provided services, technology innovation, costs of barriers reduction, etc. Language, when user communicates in a language other than the provider. Time, where we can include the providing of outdated information, eventually delay in providing outputs. Knowledge, that is caused by a lack of information or technical literacy. Communication, based on various problems in communication, speech disorders, hearing or visual impairments, shame, etc., or prejudices, e.g. provider's decision is based on the general awareness of the capabilities of a given social group, etc. Cultural, eventually religious difference in the perception of information, etc. It is in the public interest to reduce information asymmetry. In economics, it is possible to achieve by regulatory actions against service providers and intermediaries, to reduce information asymmetry on the side of ordinary clients, citizens, contributes clearly improving their competencies by education. To reduce information asymmetry on the side of ordinary clients, citizens, contributes clearly improving their competencies by education. Thereby are also increasing demands on the client's ability to process information at a level to be able to choose high-quality services, we can encounter with a number of key phrases that contain the word literacy. From the perspective of the topic of this article are probably the most important: information and financial literacy. Information literacy is knowing when and why you need information, where to find it, and how to evaluate, use and communicate it in an ethical manner. We believe that the skills, or competences, that are required to be information literate require an understanding in different areas, which are at this slide. Place of information literacy in the process of lifelong learning is specified in the Prague Declaration, UNESCO, 2003, which states, information literacy encompasses knowledge of one's information concerns and needs, and the ability to identify, locate, evaluate, organize and effectively create, use and communicate information, to address issues or problems at hand. It is a prerequisite for participating effectively in the information society, and is part of the basic human right of lifelong learning. Information literacy is thus not only objective, but also the tool. Financial literacy is a specialized part of a broader economic literacy, which also includes things such as the ability to secure income, to consider the consequences of personal decisions on current and future income, to be acquainted with the labor market, to make decisions about spending, etc. In more complicated situation are people suffering from some kind of disability, such as impaired vision or hearing. In everyday life, these people encounter a number of barriers, including in obtaining information and communication. Consequently, we can say that they suffer from asymmetry of information much more than the general population. In the Czech Republic, where is obligation set by legislation to observe the rules of accessibility of information. Another, equally important area is the creation of special education programs, taking into account the needs of these people. A few years ago various organizations joined forces, and with the support of the European Social Fund they are creating special education programs for young people with hearing impairment. One of the solutions of reducing information asymmetry is by increasing the competencies of citizens as market participants. Special attention deserves people with disabilities. In the full paper, are mentioned 3 examples of projects in which there were created specially designed teaching tools for people with hearing impairments. Thank you for your attention.